Hello, friends. Kopi Dulu. Time for our psychic weather forecast for the week of April 27th. It's the Sunday morning spread from Cards of Light for Sunday, April 27th, 2025. Brian Noe with you once again. Thanks for joining me around our tarot table here. We gave the cards a good shuffle before we began. Let's just take a moment, as we do each time, to get centered in the body. Get our minds quiet. Just a few soft breaths here, as always. Okay. We will be looking at 4 cards, one for each of the dimensions of our life. Okay. Nice little tidy piles here. Let's start with the physical dimension. And we have the 8 of Swords this week. The social emotional dimension, we have the Empress. In the mental dimension, we have the 5 of Cups. And in the spiritual dimension, we have the Hanged Man. Okay, let's get these a little tidier here and we'll get started. I always like to take just a moment to kind of look at all of the cards, see if we get any kind of intuitive hits here. I like the reflection on that one. Okay. It's as good as it's going to get. So we have 2 pip cards and 2 majors this time around. And the pips, one from the suit of swords, one from the suit of cups. Let's take these one at a time. So over here, this is the physical, this lower left corner, the physical dimension of our lives. So this is anything to do with physical health or environment, with financial matters, that kind of stuff. Stuff that is very solid or seemingly solid in our lives. And we have the 8 of Swords. And this card is styled Interference in the Thoth deck. This is when we are feeling trapped. We're feeling hemmed in. But it is really an illusion. It's really a hemming in that is caused by our own ignorance, our own blindness, our own lack of ability to see the big picture. And so coming as this does this week in the physical dimension of our lives, there's something that we're missing, and it would be obvious to everyone around us what's going on and what is causing the interference and the frustration, but we can't see it. And so I'd say get some help on this. Get a broader perspective. Find someone that you trust that can help you sort out whatever the issue is. And I don't know if this is financial or if it's health related. It may be struggles with a diet or exercise program, something along those lines. But we're not seeing something that is really obvious and that will just, cut through all of the problems and cut the knots and set us free with whatever it is that we're dealing with. So get a broader perspective from someone you trust if you are struggling with something in the physical dimension of your life. Okay. Over here in the social emotional, we have the Empress. And this is a cue this week to get out amongst others, but out in the fresh air. So this could be, if the weather allows it, getting out getting out into nature for a picnic with friends, even if it is just, gathering for lunch in a park somewhere. Uh, Try to break up your routine. If you're used to just sitting at your desk, if you're a desk type worker, you're used to sitting there, with a sad desk lunch. Grab something healthy and grab a coworker and say, "Hey, let's walk down to the park and eat lunch there." Something along those lines. We need to get out into nature, and we need to do this if we can with other people, and that will really help with our emotional grounding and our overall sense of well-being as we are in this next week. Super important. This to me, these two cards, I think, are the key to this whole 4-card spread here. Let's move on, though, to the 5 of Cups. And this card has turned up a lot. This is in the mental dimension this week, but it's turned up a lot lately. And I think of this card as crying over spilt milk. We're unhappy or we're disappointed with the way something has turned out. But that is really because our expectations were set as they were. And at this point, there's no going back and fixing whatever that is. So we need to break free from our preoccupation with it, move on to something new. It's interesting, these 2 cards, because both of them are about requiring either a shift in perspective, a shift in where we are focusing our attention, or a mental shift of somehow in order to move past them. So this card up here may be the key to this one. If our expectations, maybe that's what's keeping us blind down here. Our own habits of mental attention, our own preoccupations, and our own just mental state about things. We're hanging on to something that is not useful to us, as far as wishing and hoping or wishing things were a certain way and they aren't. That ship has sailed, so we need to move on. So whatever that is, whatever we're feeling a sense of, I wish it wasn't this way, we need to just shake that off and focus on what we can do moving forward. And up here in the spiritual dimension, the Hangman gives us a clue. This is the card of self-sacrifice. It is the card of getting a different perspective on things, and also not going along with the crowd on things, not just kind of moving along aimlessly with the same focuses and same habits as everyone else, but really being true to the deepest part of ourselves. So we need to get quiet enough this week to hear that voice within us and to see that light within us. We need to sit again, maybe out in a natural space if we can manage it, and be quiet and breathe, get centered into the body, get our minds as still as we can, maybe with some pranayama or some other meditation techniques, and listen for the guidance that is there within us. And that will help us break through whatever is going on over here, the sense of being hemmed in, and frustration, the sense of disappointment over things not turning out the way that we had wished that they would. So definitely, though, with all of these cards, we need a different perspective. This one's saying, get out in the fresh air, in a green space if you can. So I don't know what frustrations or disappointments you may be dealing with, but I hope that the guidance of these cards is helpful to you with those. I'd love to hear from you if these are resonating at all with you. I'd love to hear how things turn out this week, and I'm wishing you the best. I hope things get better if we've been having these sorts of problems. I think that will do it for our Sunday morning spread for this week. I will be back every day with our daily reflection in YouTube Shorts. Also, we'll be back on Thursday for our 3-card Thursday. And I'm working on another essay about how to choose a tarot reader. So that will be coming probably not this week, but sometime in the next few weeks here. So be looking for that. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We'll see you soon. And in the meantime, I wish you peace. Take care of yourself.